Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be I was gonna say overhauling my book cart, but we're not really overhauling it because I've taken everything off of it already and all that. So today we are going to be filling up my book cart, and I'm not 100% sure on what I want to put in this. It's been a minute since I've used it, since the house is getting redone. It had been sitting in the basement, so I finally pulled it up and decided I wanted to use it. I know a lot of people use it as like a TBR cart, but my problem is I have so many books on my TBR that I don't know what I would put on here. And I know a lot of people who have a lot of books still use it as their TBR cart. It's just like the books that they want to essentially get to first. And I might do that, but I don't know because it's so hard. I'm such a mood reader that it's like I don't know that what I'm gonna put on here is going to be like what I feel like reading in a week. So without further ado, let's try to fill this up. So I think I know what I want to do for the top. I think the top I'm going to put the books that I am that I've read for this month so far. So that way when I do like monthly wrap-ups at the end, it's all in one place. I can just pull to it. Also that way when I'm reading and I finish a book, they're all in the same spot. It's all taken care of. And then each month I will clear that off. Like in my mind, I think that that's a good idea. When I put it up here and I see how it looks, you know, debatable. So let me snag those books. Okay. I will scoot closer since we are doing the first. So the top is going to be books that I have already read this month. That way I have an easier time wrapping up everything. A moment to catch my breath because I did trip on my way here, which you guys didn't see because I'm going to not put it in. So it is January 16th, so we're basically a little over halfway through the month. So I have read a couple books. So I will go over them as I put them up. I won't do like reviews or anything, I'll just say the title. And I'll do that with all the books that I end up putting on here. So far what I have read this month is Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer. I then read The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer. And then I read In Your Dreams, Holden Rhodes by Stephanie Archer. And then I read Lunar New Year Love Story. And this is a graphic novel. And then I read Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. Are you trying to remember the order that they go in? And then I read Blissful Hook by Hannah Cohen. And then I read Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, and this is the graphic novel. So that's everything that I've read so far, which I know it's going to be kind of bare and empty for the top, but that's okay. That just means I have more stuff I can sit up there. So for the second one, I think I want to do what I said. This is a problem. So obviously I did like a set TBR at the beginning of the month. So do I put just those books in the second one? Or do I put those books in the second one and then also other books that I might want to read? Because I do have both sides. Like they're this so far, which granted there's space right here. But even if you turn it, there's a whole other side that's empty. So it does give you quite a bit of room. And I don't want to like waste the room because I'm running out of storage in here. So like having more space helps. I think I have an idea. Okay, so I'm going to grab the books that I originally listed on my TBR video that I haven't read yet. Oh my god. No, not the trash. So after I made the TBR video, I did put a couple more in my TBR pile. So I don't remember if everything that I'm about to say is actually in that video or not. So I apologize if it's not. One book that I know I didn't do in the TBR video, but is on my TBR, is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. And this is the book club pick for this month for my local book club that I go to and attend. So this is on here. I don't know how people do this like gracefully, but it's not me. I'm giving like chaotic energy. So then I have Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. And then I have The Right Move and Caught Up by Liz Tomford. Then I have God of Pain by Rena Kent. Oh, here's the cover. And then I have Crossed by Emily McIntyre. Then I have Rouge by Greer Rivers. And then I have The Promised Prince by Courtney Keisel. Then I have Glint by Raven Kennedy. And I have Fault Line by Kai Stevens. And then The Pucking Wrong Guy by C.R. Jane. And last but not least, we have A Very Merry Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. So these are all the books that are on my TBR, my immediate TBR. And they're all, most of them at least, are series that need completed. That was the theme for this month, and we are trying to keep it going. Which I will say I have completed one series. The Twisted series by Anna Huang, I did finish that. So for the other side of this, I think I'm going to go ahead and find other books and series that I haven't finished and put them up. These were just the main ones that I knew I wanted to check off. So I'll put the others on the back side of this, but same thing. And then I'm still not sure what we're going to do for the bottom. Okay, so I went and picked out more books from series that are not completed that I want to read. And a couple of them are continuations of what's on here already. So it's just, if I finish those, I can grab from here, read it. So I have A Conjuring of Light, which is the third book in this V.E. Schwab series, which I do have the second one in this. Oh my god, how did I set it? Oh, I can push them up. And then I have A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Look, I know I've got to be one of the last people to read this, but I'll get to it, I promise. I'm also very irritated because it's not the same size as the rest of the series I have. So, you know, my rage for this has been making me not want to read it. But I know I need to read it before I start Throne of Glass. So, I'll do it, I promise. Next I have Finn Rhodes Forever by Stephanie Archer, which does continue the series that I have been reading. Then I have 3 books from Hannah Cohen that go after Blissful Hook, which I think was one of the books that I've already read. So she has like a reading order, and some books come before the others. You don't have to read it this way, it's just if you want to, this is how it's set up. Even though like there's a trilogy and then like a duology mixed in together. But anyways, so the next one after Blissful Hook is Craving the Player, then it's Taming the Player, then it's Vital Blindside, which is the third book in that trilogy. So I have Craving the Player, Taming the Player, and Vital Blindside. I didn't realize I messed up one of the ends on these. Then I have God of Wrath by Rena Kent, which is also the next in, is it just the Gods series by her? I don't remember what the series is called, but I do have her other book in here. So this is getting on. Once again, don't know how people put books on their cart smoothly without any problems, because it's not me. Next I have The Forgotten Queen and The Stolen Princess, both by Courtney Keisel. They are in a series together. I don't remember which one technically goes before the other, but I do have the second book listed, so these are going up. How do I do this? And then I have 2 more books that I'm adding to this shelf. So I have The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I read Mr. Fixer-Upper back in December, and I meant to read this one too, but then I don't know what happened, but I didn't get around to it. So it's going on the cart now. And then I have Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. And I did read Legends and Lattes last summer. I think I read it in July. Now for the bottom shelf. I don't know if I want to make the bottom shelf like series, the next series that I want to start, or do standalones that I want to read. So I realized there might be a problem in my thinking. So how I have this side as my like TBR that I set. If I don't clear this off by the end of the month and I do a new TBR for February, where do I move these? How do people do this? I know I'm just like overthinking it, but goodness. I guess I could just put those on the top or just move them out and put them back on my shelves. Oh my gosh. I would have to shift the whole thing around, which I think no matter what, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, is just shift it a little each month. I think the bottom is I'm gonna do one side as series that I want to start or get into, and then the other side is standalones maybe. So let's find some books. So I went ahead and picked out some series, but I think I'm still gonna leave like a little room at the bottom. So for the series side, I don't remember. I think this is just called our Tools of Engagement series, but it's, so we have Tools of Engagement, Love Her or Lose Her, and Fix Her Up. These are all by Tessa Bailey, and it is like a cute little rom-com-y trilogy, and it's been on my TBR for a while, and I love Tessa Bailey, so I definitely want to read these. I also wanted to pick those because I feel like a lot of the other books I picked are kind of darker. I say that, but I'm about to do graphic comic series. So I have Check Please, which is, I have book 1 and book 2. And I believe it goes over school years 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4. So these are those. But they are, it's just like a hockey romance graphic comic. And I am very excited. And then I have the first 2 books in the Dustwalker series by Opal Rain. And it's A Soul to Keep and A Soul to Heal. So these are the covers. We are going into more of like darker romance. And I think this is called the Maddest Obsession series. I don't really know. But I have The Sweetest Oblivion, The Darkest Temptation, and The Maddest Obsession by Danielle Laurie. These have recently been coming up on my like TikTok page, and everyone that I've seen posting about them has loved them. So they're up there on my TBR. And then I have The Anti-Heroes Duet by Gianna Darling. So I have, I don't know which book's first, but I have When Heroes Fall and When Villains Rise. These are the only covers where I don't mind the people being on the cover, but I've heard really good things. And ironically, I said I wasn't going to fill this up, but the next 2 books are going to fill this side up. So I have The Crown's Fate and The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. And I believe these are like YA fantasy, but I've had these on my TBR forever. And I love, love, love the covers. And I just really would like to get back into fantasy. And I don't know. These just always sounded so intriguing to me. So I am excited to have these on my main TBR. I say main TBR, but it's like second to my main TBR, because this is my main TBR, and then this is what I'm going to attempt to allow myself to mood read if I'm in a mood reading. So if I'm not feeling any of these, I will try my best to pick from this and nothing else on my shelves. And then we will do the standalone side. Now I'm going to go through the standalones that I'm picking. So the first one I have is Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. I read The Bodyguard by her and I loved it. I rated it, I think, 5 stars. So I was very excited when this came out, and I will be reading it hopefully sooner than later. So then I have Sign Here by Claudia Lux. I remember when this first came out, I heard a lot of hype behind this, and I know a couple people who really, really loved this. So I definitely want to give it a shot, and yeah. Then I have The Family Game by Catherine Steadman. I think I put this on my December TBR and then I didn't read it. So here's to another try. And then I have Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I actually don't think I've really seen any reviews for this, but I believe the concept is like it's immortal people who can like kind of play with death. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct, so don't like quote me on it, but I like the idea, so I definitely want to give this a try. Then another Olivia Blake book, I have One for My Enemy. This one I have seen reviews on, and I believe from what people were saying about it, it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet, but with vampires, I want to say. So I'm definitely loving that, and I'm excited. And then I have Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. You know, I I know something about the shark scene in this, and we'll see how it is. That's all I got. If you don't know the shark scene, you know, that's probably better off for you, to be honest. And then I have Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. And I believe this is about a wedding planner and her ex, and they have to like work together or something like that. But I love this cover, and I did just get this book, so, you know, who cares about the other books that have been on my TBR for years? Yeah, so this is getting added on. Then I have Misconduct by Penelope Douglas. You know, the cover is just, it's fine. Just look at the spine. I think this is about, oh, just kidding, maybe not. No, I think it's about like a teacher falling for one of her students' dads. Something along the lines. But I'm excited. It's been a minute since I've read anything Penelope Douglas, so I'm curious to see if I still like her as an author. Then I have Make It Sweet by Kristen Callahan. I truly have no idea what this book is about, but it's been on my TBR for years, so I'm hoping I can get it off. Just being honest. I sit these just like on the end then? Alright, that's how that's gonna work. Probably should have done it so you could see one of the covers though. There we go. So this is how the back looks, and if we turn it, this is the front. And I do have stickers and everything already on this. I like to decorate it with stickers as I find ones that I like. So I will do a close-up and show you really quick. So we have the top. And we go down. So that is all the books that I've read this year so far. All the books that are on my main TBR for the month. All the books that are on my TBR, kind of like my immediate TBR that's outside of this month. And I appreciate you watching this chaos of me trying to organize my chaotic thoughts in my mind. Have you guys read any of these books? Have you read any of these series? Are there any of these that I should move higher up on my TBR, maybe read right away? Honestly, I'm open to it. I need all the encouragement to read some of these books. The more I hear about it, the more I want to read it. So if you loved any of these, please let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching and holding in through this chaos. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.